All right, so your clothing brand drop failed. It's okay. We've all been there. My last drop failed as well, but we're going to get right. So I'm going to go through why my drop failed, why your drop most likely failed, and how we're both going to fix it for our next drop. So let me bring out my handy dandy notes and we're going to get right into it, all right? So, off rip, I feel like if your drop failed and that's why you're here, we both know that the number one thing is our content. Our content was either trash or we were not consistent or we did not have our content did not match our brand's identity. It did not match our brand's vibe. And also, your content probably was not representing the piece well, you know? So that's key. Content is key. Content is key. Like, I used to think that that was BS. I did not want to believe that, but content is key. You need to make sure your pictures are good, clean. Your pictures show the product, show the item, shows how it's used, shows if we're a clothing brand, show how it can be styled. Put it on a female, put it on a male if it's unisex. You know what I'm saying? Show the product, bring light to the product, and make sure they're clean pictures, they're worthy pictures. You can't just do flat lays anymore. You need to become creative with your products. And some people become too creative. Some people make this whole grand video, and at the end of the day, you can watch that video and be like, okay, what's being sold here? What are they trying to sell me? If somebody does not know what you are trying to sell them, then your advertising and that piece of content is useless. So make sure when you're creating content, it looks good, looks professional, and you're showing you're presenting what you're trying to sell. That's key. So I know that my last drop, my content was trash. I'm still learning how to take good pictures. I'm still learning how to curate content, but I knew off rip my content was trash, but I tried to make it work. So number one is content, good content. Number two, ads. If you're a new brand and you don't have motion, you have a new Instagram account, you're just new and you don't have the resources, a lot of people who can, word of mouth, repost, or you don't have a lot of friends that you can all take good pictures and take good content, and you can't develop organic traction, um, organic movement, than ads. Even if you are doing well organically, ads, that's key. So you need to make sure. I use Meta. TikTok ads are trash. Make sure you're learning ads. Learn your ads. Find your budget. $100 a day is a good starting point. Unfortunately, anything below that, you're just wasting money. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I back in the day when I was drop shipping. Yeah, you can get away with lower amounts per day, spending per day for ads. But nowadays, it's Meta. It's 2026. It's saturated. $100 a day is like your bare minimum. Bare minimum. So with your ads, also, here's the thing with your ads, right? Your ads, also the content and the creatives need to be on point. You need to test multiple creatives. One thing that I found out when I was running my ads is that I thought that this one picture, this one creative was like it was great. I spent hundreds of dollars running ads on that one creative, and I switched it up, added another creative, ran a purchase ads, and that creative it performed well. Everything was the same. I left everything broad. I left everything broad. That different creative really changed the game for me. So make sure you're testing different creatives. I would not suggest testing a bunch of creatives on a low budget, especially $100 a day budget, because it needs to learn. It needs to learn. So the more information you give Meta to try to figure out and learn, the longer it's going to take if you have a low budget. So $100 a day, I'll suggest maybe starts with like maybe 2 to 3 max creatives, and by day 2 or 3, you should be able to see which ad is performing the best, and the ones performing the worst, just go ahead and cut it off, end it, and then let the other two just keep doing their thing. And you can even, after a week or two, end the one that's performing the worst, and then let that one ad just run it up, right? So here's another thing that's very, very important when it comes to Facebook ads. It's your pixel. Your pixel is like super important. You need to make sure, first of all, your pixel is set up perfectly. You need to, if you need to, uninstall it and reinstall it. You need to make sure it's set up perfectly, maximum, everything, API, everything. Make sure your pixel is set up to the max, right? And then here's a super, 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 super important thing is that you see these gurus on YouTube and they be doing these challenges where they're taking a new store to $1,000 a day within 1 week. Here's the thing. They are probably using a pixel that was already being used and already warmed up, and they created a brand that was similar to the previous brand that that pixel was being used for. So when they're starting a new store and they're creating items that are similar to the previous store's items using that same pixel, yes, Meta already have data and it's going to produce results. But if you, I'm assuming you're a new brand. If you're watching this, you're a new brand and you've probably created items like this, then created products like this. You've probably jumped around. You probably was trying to find the trend, jumping on trends. So if you had a brand where you changed its identity, then that pixel needs to change as well. And that's what happened with me. My brand is a gothic brand, it's a rockstar brand, it's a dark brand. I started off like that, and then I started to change and started doing sportswear in a sense, selling hats and all that stuff. And then I rebranded and I came back to gothic wear, right? So that confused my pixel. My pixel, it confused my pixel. And then I was like, all right, I feel like I'm wasting money. So I created a new pixel and I attached it to my brand. And then boom, right then and there, I started getting sales again, right? So make sure, hold on. All right, so make sure that your pixel matches what you're currently doing. Like I said, if your brand, if you were selling, say you were selling mainly like hats, like team hats or whatnot, and now you're selling jewelry. I wouldn't say jewelry. Now you're selling, you know, streetwear jeans. You feel me? You probably need to get a new pixel. Because all the data in that previous pixel was based on like sporting, probably sports, sportwear, hats, accessories, but now you're selling jeans. If you don't have the proper budget to give Meta enough time to spend money and learn your new audience, then you're wasting money. So make sure that everything stays consistent. If you rebrand it, the rebrand also is rebranding that pixel. Get a new pixel, right? So Meta, the ads and pixels are very, very key, very, very important. And also when it comes to ads, make sure you're choosing the right objective and the right goal for what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get sales, you don't need to run an ad for add to cart, because Meta is going to find people that adds to cart. That's the end goal. I know you're probably thinking that it's going to warm up your pixel. That's not how it works. Meta is going to find people that you choose your goal to find. So if you're going to find initiate checkouts, Meta's going to find people that's going to initiate checkouts. If you're going to find people to view your content, Meta's going to find people that views your content. If you want sales, set your campaign objective to sales. And also the quality of your ads, right? So when I was doing my first research, I was seeing people building their SMS list with traffic ads. I did that and I thought I was killing it. I was able to build my SMS list way better than I've been able to build it before. And I thought I was going to have a good turnaround with my drop. I feel like this is the biggest thing that caused my drop to be horrible, is that I built my SMS list using traffic ads. And I think that was very, very low quality ads. Give me very, very low quality leads. And with this upcoming drop, my objective is going to be lead generation ads, lead gen ads, because that's what you're searching for. When you're building your SMS list, you're searching for leads. So my objective are going to be lead gen ads. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be a higher quality. It's because when you're trying to build your SMS list, you're searching for leads. So you're not searching for traffic. So when I ran my traffic ad to build my SMS list, I got BS traffic. I got BS signups. They ain't do nothing. Maybe got one sale from that. So now I'm searching for leads. That's going to be the objective of my campaign. To find leads. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be higher quality leads, all right? So make sure you're taking notes on Meta. Do it the right way so you don't waste your money and spend money. So let's go on to the next thing, right? Drop time. Drop time is important. So you probably have a new clothing brand, right? You probably have a new clothing brand. So for your clothing brand, for your community, for your vibe, You will need to test out which drop times work for you. But one thing that I suggest you do is go out and find brands that are similar to your brand. Go on and I say find like 5 to 10 of them. I'm a research junkie, so 10 is my number. Go out and find 5 to 10 brands that are similar to your brands, or brands that you will like your brand to. That's a goal for your brand, right? Not a brand that you want to copy, but brands that are similar to your brand's aesthetic, your brand's vibe. Sign up for their SMS list and study when their drop days. Study their days that they drop, the time that they drop, the reminders leading up to it, their post drop SMS notifications. Study the post drop SMS notifications, because sometimes you get a reminder, you get like a 1 month reminder, a 2 week reminder, a 2 day reminder. You get the drop, you get the post drop where it's like everything's almost sold out. You get a drop after a SMS after that saying here's a coupon if you missed out. You know what I'm saying? So study those brands, study their SMS marketing so you can know what's best for you, and start testing. Start testing those your notes and what you've studied, what you've learned. Because I dropped at like, I think it was like 3:30. I forgot what day. Maybe it was a Friday. I kid you not. I kid you not. Like 4 brands that I follow dropped 2 hours after me on that same day. Like, I kid you not. Like, so I was like, that's important. But also, you don't want to try to drop with air at the same time everybody else. But you're a customer. You're going to find your audience. There's an audience for everybody. There's an audience for everything. You're going to find your audience. You're going to find your community who's going to rock with you. And if the quality is good, they're going to buy from you. There's a such thing as competition, but when you're being authentic and you're selling good stuff, there's no competition. So make sure you guys lock in. Make sure your quality is good. Make sure your quality is good, man, because first impressions are everything. First impressions are everything. If somebody buys something and that quality is bad and they leave a review, that might be the only review that you get, but that's going to be the one review, and that's going to destroy your whole store. Your whole store, especially if you're selling on like TikTok or so. Like, that's going to be that one review that's going to destroy your whole store. Like on Shopify, you can control the reviews, you can delete them or so, but reviews are good. Besides the Shop app, once that review come in, that review stuck like Chuck. But same thing with like TikTok. But if you have bad quality, it's a wrap. You feel me? I'd rather you have a simple design and great quality than something that looks crazy, crazy and unique, but the quality is bad and somebody's like it's trash. Because quality will let you know how much you can charge somebody as well. Like, you see people with basic tees paying $150, $200 for a basic tee, but the quality is wonderful. Quality is key, and also your shipping time. That pre-orders, that it don't exist anymore. Pre-orders do not exist. Figure out a way to get you a small bulk, man. Get you a small bulk of like 30, 35 pieces. There are some people on Alibaba who will do that for you, and make sure that you can have your stuff. You need to be Amazon. When you are a new brand, you need to be Amazon. Amazon sucks right now. I don't know what's going on. I pay for Prime. My stuff been taking a week. So you need to be the new Amazon. Be a new Amazon. That order come in today, boy, you need to be either shipping that thing today or printing that label, packing it tonight, shipping it in the morning. Like, I'm telling you that your shipping should be like your number one priority, right next to quality. Right next to quality. Then right next to customer service. Somebody got a question, somebody leave a comment on any one of your posts, you need to be responding as quick as possible. Make sure you're using correct grammar too. I'm telling you, if I'm reaching out to a brand for something and they send me a message back and it's bad spelling, incorrect grammar, nah, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. You're a business. You are a business. So act like a business. Operate like a business. But yeah, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys.